Good morning, good afternoon, friends. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And this week, we are going to talk about the topic that does tend to come up around some major life events or times in our year, right? And it's being photographed. So between weddings, family gatherings, vacations, birthdays, all the good stuff in life usually comes with people wanting to mark the event by what? Taking a picture. And oftentimes people feel like the way to avoid the programming that's in our minds about what we look like and what's that mean and what's our value about that is just to avoid it and constantly feel triggered. Well, in this week's video series, we're going to work on being untriggered around photos. And I know this is a process. This is not a we have this conversation and you immediately feel different. It's really unpacking the nuances of this so you have tools to work on, in between your sessions with your team or maybe in some of the groups you're in. So I do want to give a little plug and a shout out first to somebody who does this work all the time. And her name is Vivian McMaster. She runs some different programs, different names, but one of them that I'm really familiar with is Body Beloved. And I love the work that she does. She's so intentional, definitely goes at the pace that your system can go. And she's just a really sweet colleague and friend. And she's done this process on herself and is helping so many other people. So if you ever get a chance, go check out Vivian McMaster's stuff. I'm not even sure if she has a program going on right now, but it's worth the time to go Google that and just to work on being able to see, and this is an intervention that I use as well, is if we're not comfortable with seeing our full selves, what we could start with is photographing just parts like our hands, our feet, our ear, and learn to really see that from a soft-eyed perspective. So that's one little tool you can use. I'll just kind of throw that one out there because it's a good place to start. But let's go back to the topic at hand of how come we get triggered? You could have a perfectly lovely time at a birthday party, an event, a wedding, whatever, and feel maybe happy to be with people that you care about. And you're in the moment not thinking, honestly, you're not having this mind, as you're doing the thing out there, you're not looking back at yourself. And usually aren't always pervasive, intrusive, hating thoughts of what you look like in that second. You might have thoughts of what people think about what you look like, and there might be some projections going on. And those will be more intense on and off depending on the emotions you're feeling. But the part two of this is where you see maybe the photos and you instantly, maybe your heart sinks or you just feel really upset. And right there is your clue that there is a disconnect. There's certainly a dissonance between how we feel we can be in the world in the moment, like when we're connecting with people, versus what we've been programmed to think that what we look like determines how much fun or connectedness we could have with the bodies we have. And I know that sounds maybe a little convoluted way of speaking of it, but in the moment, especially if we feel connected or at peace or having fun, we're not thinking, oh, I can't be having fun right now because this body's too not okay. It's until we see the pictures that remind us of what we've been programmed to think about, how this body can be loved or connected with, that we start to have bad feelings. So that's the tool I want you to be working on this week. Can you notice that there's an incongruence? And if it matches, and this is the trickier part. So we'll talk a little bit more about it in later videos. But if you are looking at a picture and you're feeling really anxious, really upset, but it seems like it's a bigger reaction than what actually happened in that moment, you are probably having a body memory of how you felt then by seeing those photos as well. So this video isn't a thing of how do you like your body better. It's recognizing that you are looking at yourself through the eyes of the negative programming about your body, the way this body part looks or is shaped or whatever, And that's making you feel bad. But in the moment, it's like, I didn't feel that way. Like I was connected. I had a good time. Where minimally I felt neutral and it was good to be out of the house or whatever the actual situation was. So that's your homework for today. And the rest of this week is start to see how that is. Now, for those of you who are watching this, like there's no way I'm going to let myself be photographed. It's not going to happen. I'm not ready. You're allowed to do that. You totally are allowed. And know that the ultimate goal is to never not be photographed or to lose weight to be photographed. It's to be less triggerable and really to dismantle these ideas of what we think that good bodies look like. Super important. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope this is informative, encouraging, just something you need to hear to think about. Like, why do we feel so triggered by photos and all the things? And it's because there's programming to be triggered by it. And that's our job, is to start to dismantle that and deprogram it. And that's what we're going to work on this week. So if you have any questions, thoughts, considerations, please, please, please let me know. You can email me, put it in the comments below, whatever feels right to you. So thank you all so much for being here, and I hope you have a really great rest of your day. And I will talk to you in Wednesday's video. Bye for now.